My journey here at Iowa State began thousands of miles away from here. I'm from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. College has always been something very important for me, coming from a low-income country. But doing a PhD, this is something that I never really thought of earlier on. Iowa State came as being one of the top agricultural engineering programs in the country. And that's how I applied, and I was fortunate to find my major professor, Dr. Dirk Meyer, who accepted to work with me.
I'm actually a first-generation college student, and so neither of my parents went to college, and this was just what I was going to do because they had never done it. It's very exciting because I really got to step into the phase that I had been wishing for since I was 6 years old, was to be a veterinarian, and I got to start that at Iowa State.
When you just walk on campus and there's something inside of you that just kind of says, this is it, that's what I felt when I came here.
I initially came to Iowa State knowing that I wanted to study abroad. I just had no idea where or how long. Then I got in touch with Taylor Shire, that is in charge of the study abroad coordination at Ivy. And she kind of walked me through a very simplified conversation. We ended up narrowing it down to Florence, Italy. We were being taught by Italian people in Italian schools while I was there.
While I think my schooling is really important, I know it's not the only thing that attributes to my value as a person. I have worth as a friend and a teammate and a mentor and as a student. So learning to combine all of those things is something that I'm really proud of here at ICM.
I wanted to get that in-lab experience in terms of scientific research. I started working with Dr. Elizabeth Stegmuller in the kinesiology department. My group in her lab focuses on identifying how group therapeutic outreach programs can help with motor symptoms and mobility for persons with Parkinson's disease. That experience in itself was amazing.
I'm most proud of being part of the Engineers for a Sustainable World compost team, implementing the first residential composting system at Iowa State and hoping that expands to the rest of campus at some point.
So being an entrepreneurship major is kind of unique. It's a newer major here at Iowa State. I've taken some classes that make you kind of look at a lot of different things, but one that I took this semester was quite challenging. It really made you, if you were to try to make your own real business, realize what that would take. That's something that's just been extremely valuable.
Throughout my time, I got to serve in Student Government Senate, and so I served as both a graduate student senator and then also a College of Vet Med. And so that's been a great experience for me because veterinary school traditionally isn't stepping out of this bubble. But because I got to step out of this bubble, I got a little bit more from Iowa State.
I'm going to be the first person graduating with a PhD in my family, like ever. And so this is a big accomplishment. My family is really very proud.
One of the things that I'm the most proud of during my time at Iowa State is embracing my identity. In the past, I have felt pressured to kind of close it off just because I didn't look like the others around me, but once I came to Iowa State and started getting involved with the George Washington Carver Scholarship Program and Academy, NCORE, and iScore, I just felt the need to really embrace who I am and where I've come from.
I think to me, being a Cyclone means being a part of something that's larger than yourself, whether that's students of color or Res Life or volleyball. Those are so many different intersecting parts of my personality.
Being a Cyclone means a lot of things. It becomes part of your being because it challenges you to really question who you are and what you're worth and what you're capable of.
It means to me a person who's committed to being the best that they can be. Becoming yourself as a Cyclone, I think, really is fostered here at Iowa State.
Being a Cyclone means really being ready to help, being ready to serve whenever people need you, because that's the experience that I've had.
There's nothing that's happened that I wish didn't happen, because everything that happened, good, bad, ugly, sad, amazing, emotional, they all shaped who I am today and become who I need to be.
I had a lot of support, both family and friends, to push me along this goal and within this goal, right? I couldn't have done this without the support of my family and friends.
I do think my family is proud of everything I've accomplished so far.
I think I have a long list of people that have contributed to my success here at ISU. I think the biggest thank you goes to my mom. She's been my biggest supporter ever since I was little, and I'm so thankful for the sacrifices she's made so I can be here.
My family, my wife, and my daughter have been probably the biggest motivation. I'm really thankful to them.
My family is very proud of what I've accomplished.
Dear Hori, these past years you have worked hard and sacrificed many things, but let me tell you that it was not for nothing.
Now you're becoming a DVM, Dr. Goff, and even if you never report to surgery, I don't think you will ever understand how proud we are of you.
Thank you for being such an amazing son and person and friend.
It literally seems like yesterday that you were a freshman. You're such an amazing person, and I love you so very much.
You genuinely care for others, and you have demonstrated that through your time and talents at Iowa State and in the Ames community.
You have left this a better place than you found it. Touched the lives of many of your peers. You will forever be my Cyclone son.
Good morning. Iowa State University is pleased and honored to welcome the family and friends of our graduates to the Spring 2023 Morning Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony here in Hilton Coliseum. Today's commencement ceremony recognizes recent graduates in Iowa State University's proud 165-year history of academic achievement, excellence, and service. The procession will begin with the presentation of the college banners by each college's student marshal, who will be accompanied by the dean and the student's university escort. The presentation of the college banners will be followed by the processional of our undergraduate candidates for graduation, who will process in as members of the delegations of the respective colleges. Members of the Assembly may remain seated during the processional. At this time, it is our privilege to present to you Sydney Paris, Student Marshal for the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Sydney is accompanied by her university escort, Howard Tyler, and by Dean Dan Robeson. It is our privilege to present to you Morgan Hawkins, Student Marshal for the Ivy College of Business. Morgan is accompanied by her university escort, Ryan Bhattacharya, and by Dean David Spalding. At this time, it is our privilege to present to you undergraduate candidates for graduation from Iowa State University. Signaling the official beginning of our morning commencement ceremony, the University Mace, carried by Chief Faculty Marshal Dr. Robert Wallace, precedes the President. We ask the candidates for graduation and the members of the Assembly to please rise as you are able for the procession of the members of the Iowa State University academic community, led by President Dr. Wendy Winterstein. And now, the presentation of colors by the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps Color Guard. Iowa State University is very pleased to introduce Cole Stevenson as the Spring 2023 Morning Undergraduate Commencement vocalist. Mr. Stevenson will sing our national anthem.
Please join me in the singing of our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
Please be seated. Graduates, family, and friends, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Wendy Winterstein, President of Iowa State University.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to welcome you to Iowa State University's Spring 2023 Morning Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony. At this time, I would like to introduce the members of the platform party. I ask that they stand and remain standing until all introductions are made. Dr. Temple Grandin, Professor of Animal Science at Colorado State University, honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker. Regent Sherry Bates, President Pro Tem, Board of Regents, State of Iowa. Regent J.C. Reiswick, Board of Regents, State of Iowa. Dr. Toya Younger, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs. Mr. Sean Norman, Senior Vice President for Operations and Finance. Dr. Sharon Perry Fancini, Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Dr. Carl Wells, Director of Equal Opportunity and Title IX Coordinator. Ms. Shannon Foote, Senior Vice President of the Iowa State University Alumni Association. Dr. Anne-Marie Vanderzanden, Associate Provost for Academic Programs. Mr. David Spalding, David and Ellen Reisbeck, Endowed Dean of the Ivy College of Business and Interim Vice President for Economic Development and Industry Relations. Dr. Daniel Robeson, Endowed Dean's Chair of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Dr. Monica Howard, Assistant Dean of Veterinary Student Success in the College of Veterinary Medicine. Ms. Hilary Zayo, Dean of Library Services. Ms. Sharon Evans, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Ms. Sarah Bennett George, Associate Teaching Professor in Apparel, Events, and Hospitality Management and Faculty Senate President. Dr. Jennifer Sukhan, University Registrar. Dr. Anna Johnson, Professor and Arts Chair for Faculty Excellence in the Department of Animal Science, and the faculty marshals, departmental representatives, student marshals, and university escorts for today's commencement ceremony. Please join me in recognizing them. You may be seated. On behalf of our university leaders, faculty, and staff, we are delighted to honor and celebrate our newest graduates of Iowa State University. Commencement is the most important and significant ceremony that a university holds. For our graduates, it represents the culmination of years of hard work, focused study, perseverance, and personal growth. For family and friends, it is a time to share in the success of their graduate and to be recognized for the wonderful support and care they have provided through the years. And for Iowa State, it represents the successful completion of our most important responsibility to society, providing a comprehensive education to prepare the next generation of scholars, innovators, and leaders. Graduates, you are joining a very special group of people who hold degrees from this renowned institution. We are so proud of you, and we know that you will continue to bring great pride to Iowa State University. Congratulations to all of you. I now call on Dr. Anne-Marie Vanderzanden, Associate Provost, to begin the honorary degree presentation.
At today's ceremony, Iowa State University is privileged to bestow an honorary degree, its 150th in university history. Ms. Sarah Bennett George, President of the Faculty Senate, will introduce the distinguished recipient to President Winterstein.
Will you please rise, Dr. Grandin? President Winterstein, on behalf of the faculty of Iowa State University, the Faculty Senate has recommended and the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, has approved awarding the honorary degree Doctor of Science to Dr. Temple Grandin. Dr. Grandin is a professor of animal science at Colorado State University. She's an animal welfare pioneer and activist for people with autism. A world leader in the design of livestock handling facilities, Dr. Grandin's invention, a center track retrainer system, is used by companies around the globe. She has also been instrumental in implementing animal welfare auditing programs that are used by McDonald's, Wendy's, Whole Foods, and other corporations. Dr. Grandin has published hundreds of industry publications, book chapters, and technical papers on animal handling, plus 100 refereed journal articles. She's also written more than a dozen books on animal welfare and autism, including 2 New York Times bestsellers. Dr. Grandin was born with autism, but not officially diagnosed until adulthood. She didn't learn to speak until age 4. She earned a bachelor's degree in human psychology from Franklin Pierce College, a master's degree in animal science from Arizona State University, and a PhD in animal science from the University of Illinois. Dr. Grandin has been inducted into both the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and the National Women's Hall of Fame. Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in 2010, and HBO made an Emmy award-winning movie about her life. Dr. Grandin has used money earned from both books and speaking engagements to fund scholarships for over 20 graduate students in animal science. President Winterstein, it is my pleasure to present Dr. Temple Grandin for an honorary degree from Iowa State University.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, as President of Iowa State University, it gives me great pleasure to bestow upon you, Temple Grandin, the honorary degree, Doctor of Science, with all attendant rights, privileges, and obligations. I commend you, Dr. Grandin, on your outstanding contributions and achievements to advance understanding of animal welfare and autism. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Temple Grandin on her Doctorate of Science honorary degree.
Dr. Grandin will now deliver the commencement address.
Got to get some water first. Okay. Well, it's a real honor to be here. Got in late last night. We were dodging tornadoes on the way in. But the first thing I want to do in my talk is thank all my good teachers. I had some excellent teachers, starting with my speech teacher, my mother always getting me to do new things, encouraging my ability in art. I had a wonderful science teacher who got me motivated to study, gave me interesting projects. I want to thank Mr. Dion, my math teacher, for tutoring me in math during office hours, and Philip Stiles at Arizona State University, who helped me switch from psychology to animal science. And I found out when Dr. Stiles died, he devoted his entire career to teaching. And I didn't know that when he was alive. So these were really important people. Now, being a visual thinker helped me in my work with animals. Everything I think about is a picture. I don't think in words. I didn't know that verbal thinking even existed until I was in my late 30s, and that was a shock. But an animal lives in a sensory-based world, not a verbal-based world. What is it seeing? So my very early work with cattle, I got down in the chutes to see what cattle were seeing. Now, I've since learned the research shows there is different kinds of thinking. And a lot of people are mixtures of the different kinds of thinking. I'm an object visualizer. That's the scientific name for me. Everything is a photorealistic picture. My kind of mind's good at art, understanding animals, mechanical things, all kinds of mechanical stuff. You're going to need us to keep the water systems running, and photography. Absolutely terrible in abstract math. Terrible. Then you have your visual spatial thinkers over in the engineering department. Really heavy math related. Music and math go together. And then you have verbal thinkers, a lot of them over in the education department. And verbal thinkers are much more linear. But visual thinking has a different approach to problem solving. This is important. And I discuss this in my new book, Visual Thinking. Yes, I'm a shameless book promoter. Because I want to see the other students who are visual thinkers get in and get good, really, really good careers. And visual thinking is a different approach. I do a lot of talks to businesses, and I say you need all the different kinds of minds. Like I gave a talk to a steel company, and I said, you're going to need people like me to keep the mill running. The mill's going to fall apart otherwise. But the first step is realizing different thinking exists, and they bring different approaches to solving problems. Let's look at evaluating risk. I've got a chapter in my book on risk. So I looked up the Fukushima nuclear power plant. I was shocked when I found out why it burned up. How could you do this? They didn't see water flooding the site and drowning the electric, and I want to emphasize electric, emergency cooling pump that's not going to run very well underwater. Simple watertight doors would have saved it. They didn't see it. The engineers did a great job of making it earthquake-proof, but they didn't see they needed to make it waterproof. Now, I worked with a lot of very clever people on building equipment in beef plants. And about 20% of the shop people I worked with were probably autistic, dyslexic, or ADHD. And they owned metal fabrication companies. You know, they used to say that, you know, kids that do badly in school take shop. Let me tell you, it's a totally different way of looking at problem solving. So you take something like a beef plant, people that are good visual thinkers build all the equipment, and the mathematicians make the boilers work. We don't understand that kind of stuff. Make sure a tornado doesn't blow the roof off. That might take the mathematicians. But we're going to need both kinds of thinkers. I'm very concerned right now about losing skills. 2019, right before COVID shut everything down, I went to 2 state-of-the-art pork processing plants and a state-of-the-art poultry plant, and I was shocked to discover that all of the mechanical equipment came from Holland. And that goes back to their educational system, because they don't sort of stick their nose up at the skilled trades. And we also, I learned, we don't make the state-of-the-art electronic chip-making machine. It's based on physics research done in the US. But when you take the covers off the big white box, there's all kinds of mechanical things underneath that had to be built by my kind of mind. It's from Holland. State-of-the-art chip-making machine. We also didn't build the glass walls in the Steve Jobs Theater. They're from Italy and Germany. And we need our visual thinkers. And one of my big concerns is my kind of mind is getting screened out. Yes, I cannot do algebra. I cannot do higher math. I got to fess up now. I failed the SAT in math. So how did I manage to get all my degrees? I majored in psychology so I could get out of tons of math classes. I had to drop a physics class, had to drop a biomedical engineering class. And I did my term paper on artificial hips. I got an A on that term paper. Now, there was a mistake made in artificial hips that I would have never have made. They made a metal-on-metal hip that put metal residue into people's bodies. Why'd you go forward with it? You probably tested it on a sheep first. You should have seen that gunk and say metal-on-metal's not going to work. That was a very serious mistake. You see, that's where you need a visual thinker to go, no, we shouldn't do this. The other thing I want to do with the business people in here is I got to make sure you don't get too hung up on the spreadsheets. It was very interesting when I worked on implementing the McDonald's audits to see animal welfare going from an abstraction that you delegate to the PR department and the lawyers to something that was real. I took their executives out on the first trips to farms and slaughter plants. And I will always remember the day, and I think we'll leave the species of animal out of it, that a half-dead animal walked into their product. An animal that should have never been shipped. Now, things were real. I call that yanking the suits out of the office. And in my welfare work, I emphasize very practical things. And I get asked what I'm most proud of. I'm very proud of the scoring system I developed for slaughterhouses. I'm not going to call them harvest plants. I think that's BS. Slaughterhouses, let's just call it what it is. And very simple things. I measured 5 simple things. Obviously, stunning efficacy is one of them. But then I found vocalization scoring was really good in cattle, pinpointing animal welfare issues. It was very simple, very doable. I had Wendy's and Burger King doing it in the same year. And I saw more improvement than I'd ever seen. And we didn't have to rebuild the plants. A lot of little things. Non-slip flooring, moving smaller groups, 3 manager ectomies, changing some lighting, a whole lot of simple things that added up to a big thing. So what I want to say is we need all the different kinds of minds. Lots of people are mixtures. And you need us math stupids because I think differently. And I got to thinking last night, we were very lucky to be in the basement of a house last night, and I go, yep, we're in the basement. The windows are way up there. I think we'll probably be safe. You see, that's seeing risk. And I also can see being in the bathroom at a gas station. And I don't think that'd be quite as safe. So I just want to end up and say that the world really needs all the different kinds of minds because they bring different complementary skills. Let's go back to the beef plant. Mechanical equipment, some of them barely graduated from high school, all failed algebra. Patenting mechanical equipment. And then you've got the mathematicians. Yep, we need you for boilers and refrigeration because we don't understand that. So there's the different minds working together in a complementary way. So I just want to end up. The first step is realizing different thinking exists. They can work in complementary ways. And the world really does need all the different kinds of minds, and thank you very much.
Dr. Grandin, thank you for that extraordinary commencement address. I think all of our graduates will remember that for the rest of their lives. We appreciate your inspirational words. Another round of applause for Dr. Grandin. We will now hear from our student brass ensemble under the direction of Dr. Michael Galimo.
President Winterstein will begin the recognition of graduates, followed by the presentation of degrees.
I call upon Associate Provost Dr. Anne-Marie van der Zanden to recognize those students graduating with distinction, those students graduating from the University Honors Program, and all those with military service.
At this time, I would like to recognize the students who are graduating with distinction. At Iowa State, grade point averages are based on a 4.0 scale. In addition to the notation in the commencement program, this recognition also appears on the official transcript and university diploma. Those students graduating summa cum laude with highest distinction have earned a grade point average of 3.9 or higher, and they are wearing cardinal and gold honor cords. Will those students with highest distinction please rise? Those students graduating magna cum laude with great distinction have earned a grade point average of 3.7 to 3.89, and they are wearing gold honor cords. Will those students with great distinction please rise? Those students graduating cum laude with distinction have earned a grade point average of 3.5 to 3.69, and they are wearing cardinal honor cords. Will those students with distinction please rise? I offer you sincere congratulations on behalf of the faculty of the university. Next, I would like to recognize the students who are graduating from the University Honors Program. Students receiving this recognition have maintained a grade point average of at least 3.50, have shown initiative in developing their own individualized programs of study, and ingenuity in designing and completing an independent honors research project. They are wearing a medallion. Will those students graduating from the University Honors Program please rise? Finally, I would like to recognize all those in attendance today, graduates and audience members alike, who have served, who are serving, or who will be serving our country in the military following graduation. We are deeply grateful for your commitment and service. Would those individuals please rise as you are able so we may recognize you? Please be seated.
Dr. van der Zanden, I now call upon you to present the candidates for bachelor's degrees.
We shall now proceed with the conferring of the undergraduate degrees and awarding of diplomas. Will all candidates for the bachelor's degrees please rise? President Winterstein, these candidates have successfully completed their prescribed curricula in their respective colleges. They have been recommended by the college faculty and the Faculty Senate, and they are approved by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, for the bachelor's degree.
In recognition of the satisfactory completion of your studies in your respective colleges, and by the authority delegated to me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer upon you a bachelor's degree. As is tradition, I now ask all bachelor's degree recipients to move their tassels from the right side to the left side of their caps. Please be seated.
The candidates from each college will walk to the side stairs, up the platform, and across the stage to be recognized. We will begin with the Ivy College of Business. Dean David Spaulding will present the college's student marshal to President Winterstein.
President Winterstein, Associate Provost Vanderzanden, it is my honor to introduce our student marshal from the Debbie and Jerry Ivy College of Business. Morgan Hawkins, who is escorted today by her faculty escort, Ryan Bhattacharya, a professor of practice in the Department of Management and Entrepreneurship. Morgan is graduating summa cum laude with majors in entrepreneurship and management. During her time at Iowa State, Morgan was involved with numerous university and Ivy organizations. She held leadership roles in Pi Beta Phi sorority, served on the university's Academic Standards Committee, and was a member of the Cardinal Key Honor Society. In the Ivy College of Business, Morgan served as Vice President of the Ivy Student Council and participated in the Jardine Leaders Academy. She also served as the inaugural president of Iowa State's chapter of Sigma Nu Tau, a National Entrepreneurship Honor Society. Morgan completed 2 internships and 3 international experiences. She worked as a client management intern with the insurance broker Cottingham and Butler and interned at Time Redesigned, a local startup. Morgan studied abroad in the Czech Republic and gained hands-on work experience in London, where she served as a consultant to multiple international firms. She also worked as a student business consultant for SciBiz Lab and as a teaching assistant and lead peer mentor. Morgan has accepted a position as sales district leader with PepsiCo in the Kansas City area. Please join me in congratulating Morgan Hawkins and all of our graduates from the Ivy College of Business.
Elizabeth M. Oliver.
Michael Velasco.
Samantha Ellis Taylor.
Veronica Charunda.
McKenna Marie Peterson.
Emily Ann Kundal.
Carly Magan Nelson.
Hey Man Oi.
Gannon Manning White.
Sydney Alexis Keener.
Carter Allen Weary.
Jonah Robert Decker.
Quentin Robert Cranston.
Inga Elizabeth Peterson.
Damon Jeffrey Herrig.
Olivia Grace DeLay.
Andrew Shane Hannafin.
Noah Daniel Miller.
Nathan Elrod Kennedy.
Tracy Arlene Pina.
Matthew J. Whitmar.
Robert Iluga.
Jack David Anderson.
Alejandro Chavez Rosa.
Yutong Bao.
Ellen Victoria Tove.
Kevin Zhao.
Bess Min Hua.
Millie R. Kane.
Addison Dawn Hild.
Jody Jill Opperman.
Cooper Edward Worth.
Georgia Lynn Merkel.
Taylor Joseph Cahill.
Calvin Patrick Merkel.
Maxwell Charles Mum.
Nicholas Anthony Cerrone.
Wes Andrew Cummings.
Juliana Ibarra Lemus.
Sinyi Zhao.
Michael Richard Calbui.
Chloe Elizabeth Cooper.
Mason Matthew Rosengren.
Grady Montgomery Brown.
Thomas Paul Dyson.
Alicia Caroline Rose Ferguson.
Carson Rob Matala.
Tessa Marie Powers.
Lily Marie Barbush.
Jared Roy Hilton.
Matthew Ayers.
David Richard Kohlers.
Casey Joseph Beards.
Captainy Mary Mulaney Stivers.
Brianna Louise Stronix.
Daniel R. Stevens.
Courtney Rose Eder.
Ani Ariskiza.
Ashley Michelle Kleberg.
Ashley Marie Pearson.
Aubrey Joe Kleberg.
Caitlin Elizabeth Ralston.
Cooper John Halder.
Aaron William Stern.
Autumn Nicole Best.
Ravni Beligan.
Kate Brennan Felsel.
John Lewis Zephron.
Vincent Michael Schmelzer.
Robert Boderiga.
Lydia Marie Rethwish.
Avran Raj Loganathan.
Hunter Michael Borriers.
Tim Coop.
Brianna Marie Tharp.
Reza Mafuta.
Jack David Peterson.
Yufi Zhang.
Jacob Thomas Poncelet.
Alyssa Marie Johnson.
Allison Elizabeth Festi.
Holden Larson.
Nicole Lawrence.
Lars Francis Ulrich.
Drew Michael Hafner.
Jeffrey Paul Nelson.
Maria Regina Tushar.
John Brody Spearman.
Corinna A. Sterren.
Alvaro Silver.
Brandon D. Berggraf.
Thamer Ahmed Aganas.
Justin David Laurie.
Weston Chad Heifel.
Mason Downey Rhodes.
Logan Scott Snyder.
Jason Allen Crafton.
Samuel Patrick Herman.
Sam Skakko.
Matthew Michael Yankee.
Daniel J. Biggio.
Oscar K. Knowles.
Benjamin James Courtney Bernal.
Allie Jillian Meslow.
Luke F. Spinner.
Lauren Hunter Lumen.
Riley Consor.
Michaela Egan.
David Michael Wall.
Claire Marie McCarthy.
Cade Michael Gannon.
Sabrina Sneerson.
Jake P. Christofferson.
Emma Celia Manderfeld.
Arsenye Matkovich.
Marissa Danielle Mercado.
Shason Yan.
Lauren Audrey Van Wyk.
Erwin J. Corona Oliveras.
Lauren Grace Price.
Davis A. Johnson.
Isla Jolie Peach.
John Dale Colby.
Georgia Ann Adam.
Andrew Bernard Hellstrom.
Anna Sophie Miller.
Spencer William Gorey.
Elena K. Samoan.
Casey Grace Ann Udi.
Riley Grace Rugemer.
Shay Marie Curran.
Abigail Mary Jennings.
Luke Joseph Stromberg.
Brandon Cole Courier.
Reese W. Nessler.
Ethan Joseph
Okudawa.
Jared Kenneth Fett.
Keegan Crane Simmons.
Emily Madison Kay.
Marissa K. Pope.
Owen Ramsey Meyer.
Haley Ann Beckman.
Nicholas R. Bradshaw.
Morgan M. Buritz.
Jillian Colt.
Camden Scott Doyle.
Caden Aaron Linden.
Seth Ciccone.
Emma Catherine Gamache.
Nicholas W. Coster-Craig.
Cameron Claire Allenson.
Andrew David Troe.
Demarion D. Hall.
Kinsey Joe Drummond.
Kevin Flores Wynn.
Jack Whitehead.
Layla Noel Grothaus.
Julio Cesar Sanchez.
Michael Harrison McKinney.
Payson Burkle.
John Wesley Hampton.
Madison Renee Felix.
Marshall J. Cook.
Alexander Raymond Perez.
Anulak Nolan Panthavong.
Carter James Kraft.
Hannah Grace Meyer.
John Richard McGuire.
James Daniel Rourke.
Connor J. Havlovic.
Joel Hummel.
Landon Wilson Graham.
Charles Chassé.
Caitlin Renee Lee.
Anthony Frederick Ferreri.
Michaela Leanne Wilcox.
Keenan Patrick Reynolds.
Cassidy Barbara Teeter.
Morgan Elizabeth Johnston.
Zilong Zhang.
Grace Anita Hope.
Shanzhong.
Hannah K. Decker.
Benjamin B. Zachary.
Heidi Louise Haugstad.
Olivia Ann Ziesmer.
William Christopher Hout.
Caden David Baxter.
Megan Rose Larson.
Samantha Jo Schaefer.
Carter Brian Goose.
Samuel Robert Shepard.
Alec Dyer Mahatka.
Colton Carl Lillyholm.
Matthew David Sadler.
William John Zuber.
Mark Thomas Rodenberg.
Austin Sudeth.
Nicholas Scott Jankala.
Cameron Joseph Bukite.
Connor Scott Royce.
Eric Worth Bentz.
Brett Simmons.
Carly Ann Weaver.
Jacob E. Bailey.
William Chase Garr.
James Brent Miller.
Bradley Dylan Voconi.
Harrison Daniel Burkwald.
Taylor S. Rada.
Elin Blake Davis.
Zachariah Matthew Bray.
Antonio K. Tominello.
Andrew Willem Janeka.
Sean Lee.
Noah Frazier.
Nathaniel Worcester.
Edgar Ivan Velasquez.
Tom McEnroe.
Colin Michael Schaefer.
Dan D. Ho.
Si Chong Lee.
Matthew M. Wolfo.
Travis Michael Yaki.
Alan Eduardo Castaneda.
Nina Nguyen.
Tong Min Nguyen.
Thomas Roberts.
Mara Abdulmadi.
Justin Beeger.
Derek Wayne Lilyblade.
Caden Lynn Davenport.
Tyler R. Clenny.
Morgan Elizabeth Ringwelski.
Morgan Elizabeth Kinch.
Charles T. Waldowski.
Alicia Nicole Finaro.
Jager L. Johnson.
Brooke H. Boddicker.
Kylie Jane Schultz.
Matthew Ryan Knudsen.
Brandon Rio Bryant.
Nicholas Randolph Holt.
Blake D. Sandquist.
Jack Ryan Steen.
Theodore James Hotchkiss.
John Patrick Merriman.
Kelly K. Mitchell.
Maya E. Lanteri.
Nate Joseph Dalton.
Madeline Rose Fayen.
Luke David Whitnick.
Taylor Kim Woods.
Sydney Ray Irene Showman.
Julia Renee Heil.
Cassandra Ann Smith.
Samantha Jo Riley.
Ellie E. Beetlesbacker.
Ariana Lee Fisher.
Sophie H. Longsbury.
Elizabeth Autumn Vogely.
Ashley Jo Onken.
Lillian May Castle.
Sarah Christine Thompson.
Jabin William Harris.
Brady Lynn Smith.
Bea Gilo.
Zina Marie Bardwally.
Eli J. Lebo.
Xavier Shasar.
Dana Renee Umscheid.
Levi Walter Farmer.
Tyler David Rodman.
Tristan Lee Cordes.
Anthony Dallas Gella.
Carl Fritz Schumacher.
Maxwell Charles McKenna.
Nathan Robert Hansen.
Thomas R. Miller.
Benjamin Jacob Royer.
Michael D. Gaines.
Matthew James Grin.
Eric John Daniels.
Madeline E. Erickson.
Luke Michael Becker.
McKenna Marie Dre.
Jonica Alexandra Long.
Simon Alex Murphy.
Samuel Charles Matland.
Kane Scott Harrison.
Ashley Rose Pahalski.
Rainier Ortiz Manuel.
Aiden James Boss.
Jonathan David Mayer.
Nicholas C. Goad.
Zachary Romano.
John Olson.
Clayton Jacob Smith.
George P. Padaskavopoulos.
Noah Allen Haynes.
Andrew Thomas Delaney.
Ethan Scott Zeiser.
Jared Andrew Green.
Roberto Carrillo.
Joseph Harold Stoltz.
Chase Ethan Cunningham.
Adam Keith Nemuntelis.
Brandon Paul Ibels.
Nick Stephen Hulsing.
Lucas Ian Burns.
Joseph Wyatt Joseph Facile.
Maya Caitlin Perro Kelly.
Ryan Drake Court.
Olivia Mary Bain.
Caden S. Keys.
Joseph Francis Markin.
Christopher James Becker.
Allison Grace Hendricks.
Cole David Zeman.
Nathan Andrew Scott.
Ian M. Valentine.
Ryan A. Spear.
Tyler Hendrickson.
Jacob William Karasinski.
Kyle Thomas Hine.
Luis Avali.
Zachary Gordon Merritt.
Kaylee Barbara Walker.
Emma Caroline Slifka.
Samuel Kristen Liu.
Sydney Ducey.
Ian Michael Hughes.
Connor Edward Jensen.
Logan Daniel Brown.
Joshua Timothy Honkamp.
Brian Salcedo Canto.
Joseph A. Orr.
Carly Jinha Motz.
Macy Krebs.
Marissa Ann Robinson.
Trey William Fancher.
Rebecca K. Hofer.
Tyler Adam Colazo.
Jackson Wallace Nelson.
Armando Castillo.
Bryce William Lettler.
Nicholas Anthony Perino.
Jared Ethan Bisbee.
Andrew Michael Simmons.
Nathan Vincent Catalona.
Carter David Heemstra.
Ganesh Karung.
Chloe Lynn Anderson.
Kayla Renee McCormick.
Ava Marie Chisick.
Allison Rose Hager.
Claudia Ann Josephine Olson.
Madeline Dolberg.
Nicholas Taylor Perkins.
Olivia Grace Carlson.
Timothy Don Savage.
Peyton Elizabeth Silvers.
Sebastian Avalos.
Elise Christina Fassbender.
Grant Christie.
Sydney Marie Pantini.
John M. Hirsch.
Taylor Jean Buxton.
Samantha May Asplund.
Will Collins Barney.
Kylie Jane Sherwood.
William Richard Barnhart.
Emma May Versteg.
Colin Jeffrey Kuski.
Benjamin Ryan Zelmer.
Aaron James Schmidt.
Ryan Patrick Harold.
Nigel Austin Early.
Sam William Schillmoller.
Kylie Nicole Walden.
Pranit V. Upadrishcha.
Tristan Douglas Abalos.
Justin Cuddy.
Ryan Alexander Walsh.
Kobe Pranivong.
Andrew Michael Toby.
Reagan Liberty Wilson.
Tyler Reese Anderson.
Colleen Clara Schneider.
Drew Bernard Moyne.
Josie Lichty.
Kevin O'Driscoll.
Andrew Wayne Hunt.
Adam Tyler Ziblicki.
Reed Cameron McGinley.
Eric G. Evans.
Amanda Elizabeth Fortman.
Eli Kopish.
Jacob Pittman.
Christopher Connor Seelick.
Tong Lu.
Kelsey Joy Smith.
Ryan Fu Tran.
Eileen Keeley Ramirez.
Scott Simpson.
Nicholas Joseph Murphy.
Joe Hill.
Tate Richard Hintz.
Megan Renee Linskins.
Austin Michael Kyle.
Mackenzie Kowalski.
Emma Adriana Locke.
Sophia Marie Stevens.
Jonathan C. Kester.
Isaac Paul Stevens.
Liam Arthur Johnson.
Grant Shireman.
Claire Madeline Hansen.
Andrew T. Velichka.
Laurel Trung Curtis.
James Edward Gilpatrick.
Megan L. Barrett.
Joshua Riker Dimstra.
Oli Jan Safas.
Stephen Edmund Pink.
Derek Snyder.
Zachary Francis Thompson.
Pooja Johata.
Gabriella Reese.
Izzat Azmi.
Faith L. Klein.
Yashir Malik.
Jacob J. Kinsley.
Emily Claire Snyder.
Andrew Gordon Vanderbilt.
L. Elizabeth Shepard.
Ronan John Duffy.
Hannah Grace Pinto.
Logan Dustin Jewell.
Sage M. Speck.
Aaron John Mead.
Angela Sinyu Xiao Dong.
Ruan May Perry.
Tyler R. Waters.
Gavin Patrick Buckley.
Jacob D. Schrick.
Ethan Lucas Wild.
Freddie Antonio Leva.
Troy Patrick Campbell.
Rachel Elaine Carpenter.
Tyson Mullen Henson.
Dawson Daniel McDermott.
Kyle James Remington.
Kima Efer.
Caden J. Knipe.
Noah Allen Rolfs.
Cade Christopher Webner.
Alicia Elaine Smith.
Dylan Michael Olaf.
Macy K. Sorgel.
Jeffrey Devlin Norvell.
Catherine Ann Gunderson.
Connor Allen Beatty.
Justin Thomas Jimbalvo.
Dawson B. Godey.
Mark Lawrence Rapp.
Matthew Brian Bunkenberg.
Brian Van Jersison.
Eric James Wetman.
James Donald Shaw.
Drew Alexander Hickerson.
Ethan J. Tarantino.
Thomas James Mahoney.
Gertrude O. Jekti.
Mac J. Haas.
Hope Joy Kunahara.
Connor James Growells.
Christian D. Baker.
Audrey Isabel Adamson.
Chloe Tun.
Gabrielle Lee Shepard.
Katie A. Lomas.
Emily Rose Waterhouse.
Sydney Brandstetter.
Paul Matthew Kula.
Jacob Matthew Brown.
Isaac George Wolfe.
Peyton Williams.
Patrick Rokos.
Dylan Patrick Doty.
Claire Elizabeth McClune.
Nolan J. Worsfeld.
Ariana A. Johnson.
Benjamin A. Kramer.
Sloan Colvin Wilhelm.
Joshua Lovelace.
Ryan J. Huber.
Sage Nicole Gergen.
Jacob James McLaughlin.
Quentin Davis Geiselson.
Jaden William Buchanan.
Kyle Austin Gruber.
Jacob Edward Toth.
Colin James Cook.
Tinsley Paul Wright.
Thomas Lewis Ugaldi.
Justin G. Gray.
William Donald Price.
Tyrell James Davis.
Adam Dean Hine.
Gabrielle Claire Berkowitz.
Samuel Ryan Mowbray.
Taylor Hanneman.
Kelsey Joe Behrens.
Sophia Francesca Godet.
Marima Muzerlik.
Aiden Jeffrey Meyer.
Almadina Scammo.
Allison Scott Power.
Caleb Richard Dombeck.
Gretchen Elizabeth Turnus.
Kendall Lee Kirschbaum.
Emma Lane Geneser.
Taryn B. Gall.
Perry K. Dodd.
Sarah Ann Berthold.
Haley Joy Young.
Lindsay Lynn Jensen.
Jacqueline Ann Weezer.
Erin Marie Beacom.
Kylie Michelle Schrader.
Gretchen Elizabeth May.
Quita Jackson.
Xavier Lee.
Kellyan Ching.
Robert Samuel Young.
Edith Mugide Barton.
Nathan Thomas Steenblock.
Griffin Michael Corkley.
Brendan Michael Hoy.
Maxwell James Badowski.
Zachary Scott DeYoung.
Amanda Joe Richmond.
Caroline Rose Waldron.
Gabrielle Vicker.
Roman A. Baranov.
Thomas K. Anderson.
Jessica Kuraris.
Samuel Vahala Miller.
Deanna Sotu.
Zachary Maley.
Yihing Zhang.
Samuel R. Keeker.
Christopher Yon Sheon.
Cameron Douglas Coughlin.
Spencer Duke Tron.
Jacob Galloway.
Caleb Scott Foz.
Sadie Joe Ruby Etzel.
Seth James Harpenow.
Kale Daniel Hemsott.
Dane Campbell Poppenhagen.
Jens Mark Arada.
Kylene Colette Hoven.
Dylan Donald Hennings.
Anthony G. Klein.
Weston John Metcalf.
Ethan Emil Similek.
Trinity Lynn Gilbert.
Matthew R. Johnson.
Abigail Diana Hawes.
Jonathan Carlson.
Lauren S. Wooderman.
Simon Paul Sinclair.
Sarah V. Camargo.
Bryn Christine Howerton.
Ania Umbekeka Nangunze.
Claire Magdalene Caldwell.
Justice Abaka Muna.
Samuel Dean Stevens.
Mackenzie Page Rice.
Evan Obia.
Jacqueline Castro Castilla Villo.
Parker John Artiri.
Daniel Alexander Nelson.
Jared Joseph Lucky.
Amanda Zoe Hernandez Rodriguez.
Marlena Yisel Grijalva.
Jack Thomas Cahill. Caleb Jeremiah Almasi. Next, graduates from the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Dean Dan Robeson will present the college's student marshals and President Winterstein.
President Winterstein, Associate Provost van der Zanten, I am so privileged to present Sydney Paris, the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences Student Marshal. Sydney is an outstanding student, graduating summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Science in Microbiology. Sydney has held many leadership positions across campus and was named a Wallace E. Barron All-University Senior, as well as Homecoming Queen. She has worked alongside faculty in the Iowa State College of Veterinary Medicine, preparing herself to continue her education at Cornell University to pursue a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree. Sydney sends greetings and love to her family and her dog. Sydney is escorted by her mentor, Dr. Howard Tyler, a professor of animal science and a CAL's Assistant Dean for Undergraduate and Graduate Student Services and Success. Please join me in congratulating Sydney Paris, a representative of all the fantastic and extraordinary students in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences.
Owen F. Dykeshorn.
Carly Ann Strauss.
Charles Timothy Dykeshorn.
Brooke Ann Wilson.
Corey Lynn Brennan.
Morgan N. May.
Natalia Rose Even.
Abigail Marie Haley.
Hope Elizabeth Andrew.
Avery Joe Haskell.
Kara M. Smith.
Jacob Ryan Stenzel.
Dulce Cristina Resendiz.
Seth Liam Harbeck.
Danielle Douglas.
Cole E. Hinden.
Haley Rose Burling.
Caitlin Elizabeth Adams.
Grace Lynn McGuire.
Morgan Joe Schmidt.
Jordan Elizabeth Rindles.
Georgie Ann Hilby.
Madeline Marie Lyons.
Brittany Brownmiller.
Sania Radneva.
Samuel Carter Lewis.
Micah Yagi.
Ella Claire Carlson.
Turner V. Montgomery.
Emily Jinks.
Kiana E. Smutzler.
Chloe Madison Levin.
Braylon Nicole Lander.
Clayton William Swanson.
Jaden Lee Winter.
Blake Aaron Miller.
Sydney Nicole Cruz.
Christina Marie Brown.
Annika Francesca Parks.
Olivia Grace Jackson.
Allie D. Wickland.
Colby Schmidt.
Danielle Ann Pape.
Margaret Jane Rayhouse.
Sydney A. Selipa.
Matthew Stephen Dorland.
Marley N. Longenecker.
Joseph Michael Wiley.
Paige Elizabeth Adams.
Jarrett T. Hines.
Johanna M. Kunert.
Rachel Kathleen McLaren.
JC Zoe Marie Fail.
Emma Jensen Buacker.
Katie Marie Landberries.
Matthew John Kramer.
Emma Catherine Kelly.
Melanie Grace Fetter.
Rebecca Jean Wilson.
Abigail Marie Melee.
Bradley Robert Small.
Jacob Allen Kestel.
Sebastian T. O'Brien.
Colton Loy Byrne.
Ethan David Murrow.
Carter August Dietz.
Garrett Edward Meitner.
Rockford Samuel Linsing.
Georgette Lee Miller.
Daniel Joseph Liston.
Cassie Joe Hushek.
Dallas James Volentine.
Kimberly Marianne Hauber.
Dylan James Stillman.
Cade Ellen Cameron.
Brandon Wynn.
Madeline Marie Moen.
Noah Hogue.
Claire Anna Coleman.
Edwin Amagon.
Lindsay Marie Halsey.
Sierra Long.
Chase Flanders.
Kale Marlo Schmidt.
Amy Catherine Kroc.
Kaylin Ann Stearns.
Allison Lee Anderson.
Micah Rogers.
Trevor Allen Brinkman.
Timma Shea Moreau.
Madison Jordan Klingenborg.
Riley Scott Owen.
Joshua M. Olendike.
Corey Thomas Miller.
Haley Nicole Spencer.
Marissa Sue Williams.
John Swanson.
Addison Germain Ganos.
Sophia Elizabeth Bonenkamp.
Haley Jean Minis.
Megan McBride.
Isabel Christina Rodriguez.
Caitlin E. Bauer.
Mariah Daniela Durham.
Renee Leslie Pikama.
Seth Timothy Boss.
Julia Adriana Orlando.
Mitchell John Rawson.
Shannon Marie Loney.
Mikhail Sendecki.
Taylor Nicole Leibold.
Gavin Bright.
Chelsea K. Larson.
Grace Elizabeth Heck.
Taylor May Bierman.
Brooke L. Van Ellen.
Rachel Ann Ross.
Jacob D. Anderson.
Paige Elizabeth Zorney.
Tariq Orion Martin.
Elaine Mika Thompson.
Jack Remington Wilson.
Hannah Grace Breifogel.
Ben Daniel Mormon.
Caitlin Elizabeth Cocaine.
Tyler Donald Wiley.
Adriana Lauren Ismaili.
Colin E. Garrett.
Hannah Renee Robertson.
Madeline Carol Lamke.
Charlotte Avery Everest.
Hannah Noel Winkowitz.
Margaret Eileen Christ.
Gabe Rowley.
Mary Elizabeth Klingelhofer.
Peyton Duncan McMartin.
Hannah Lynn Kramer.
Alex Mitchell Isley.
Jenna Michelle Simon.
Blaine Matthew Larson.
Madeline Edith Marty.
Brian Joseph Trowbridge.
Noah A. Schultz.
Derek Owen Stevens.
Jaden Breeze Abernathy.
Grace Anna Pudens.
Abby Marie Hilligus.
Lillian Diane Smith.
Matthew Ryan Thompson.
Justin A. Biggerstaff.
Bailey Carla Hauge.
Isabella Grace Carpenter.
Jody C. Sindliger.
Brea Elizabeth Klossing.
Madeline Ann Jaden.
Gino Lynn Anderson.
Jacob Glenn Roberts.
Emma Elizabeth Tody.
Krista K. Youngdale.
Autumn Maureen Tangeros.
Casey Elaine Flagg.
Gabriella Lee Hackley.
Jordan Kenneth Marks.
Erin Marie Shilangoski.
Elena Renee Champlin.
Kaylee Jean Kaisich.
Madeline Page Bronstad.
Rebecca Wharton.
Jonathan David Notch.
Skylar Marie Stevenson.
Cameron May Whitcop.
Alexandra Ray Osborne.
Tatiana A. Bielik.
Maxwell C. Schweckreth.
Sarah Jean Hetherington.
Hannah Marie Behrens.
Mariela Alexandra Salgado.
Mallory Probasco.
Adriana Mercedes Carlo.
Pacey Dawn Hawkins.
Mackenzie Lynn Cinnamon.
Laurel Alicia Wickersham.
Rachel May Everly.
Tana Schroeder.
Ines Rodriguez Pascual.
Anne Marie Christine Sherman.
Eileen M. Erevalo Perla.
Sofia Blanca Fernandez.
Sarah Elizabeth Dudley.
Anne Elizabeth Loxo.
Jaden Lynn Jorgensen.
Catherine Johansson.
Everett Anthony Korn.
Peyton Elizabeth Bopp.
Roland Drew Schaffer.
Katie Christina Losink.
Claire L. Anderson.
Colin Lee Johnson.
Madeline Renee Adams.
Elizabeth A. Para.
Isabella Cristina Cole Reyes.
Megan Mueller.
Ruben Arellano.
Mallory Evelyn Leeser.
Joshua C. Klingenberg.
Allie Isabel Youngbrower.
Matthew C. Gannon.
Christine K. Toman.
Michael Robert Frieders.
Adam Riley Wicks.
Kate Wilson Gokenhauer.
Wade M. Schaefer.
Abigail Elliott.
Tabitha Francis Soltz.
Ashlyn Elizabeth Brungart.
Josephine Meyer.
Sophia G. Gushina.
Alex M. McDougall.
Taylor Nicole Hayes.
Alexandra Susan Busishi.
Adelia Rose Krupa.
Peyton Duane Lorak.
Mason Lee Hubrig.
Cole J. Engel.
Kyle Bradley Doan.
Braden Martin Linsing.
Nicholas Quinton Schwartz.
Avery James Andrews.
Connor Mark Kriegshauser.
Sarah Michelle Martinez.
Owen Bernard Tulwilger.
Aaron Meissner.
Logan Mitchell Clement.
Nathan Allen Pudence.
Alexander Carl Balling.
Arthur Emmett Bardole.
Wesley Noble Kramer.
Jackson J. Vandy Vorta.
Trenton Joshua Obermeyer.
Derek James Gerard.
Casey Daniel Smith.
Merrick Allen Moeller.
Chase Randall Weimers.
Austin Charles Miller.
Daniel Russell Berry.
Kyle Raymond Martin.
Jer Allen McInich.
Daniel James Gill.
Hank Jacob Looney.
Spencer Grekoff.
Drake Eugene Kramer.
Elizabeth Ann Friday.
Stephen Todd Grimm.
Chase Raleigh McGuire.
Wyatt Bruce Klein.
Brant Matthew Buckman.
Ian Patrick Holm.
Nicholas Ray Dittmer.
Evan James Lyons.
Adam J. Diener.
Nicholas Sam Scarpelli.
Riley Jean Bass.
Jared David Burks.
Michael D. Binke.
Blake Stacy Ayler.
Austin J. Beaver.
Erica Lynn Chapman.
Coy J. Miller.
Janie Marianne Klendel.
Troy William Brown.
Luke Platson.
Ashton Leigh Larson.
Kaylee Marie Ogren.
Catherine A. McSteen.
Rebecca S. Johnson.
Chloe J. Reamer.
Jennifer Louise Weir.
Amber L. Davison.
Aaron E. Jackson.
Paige Michelle Townley.
Matthew Kyle Bagolka.
Sarah Linda Phelps.
Brooke Lee.
Brant W. Molnex.
Aaron Jacob Hegland.
Dakota Jonathan Charles Hample.
Mitch Andrew Harting.
Lucas Allen Saltmarsh.
Isabella Maria Sitzman.
Mariah Lynn Meyer.
Nicholas John Minders.
Bethany Jane Shane.
Michaela Madison Gartner.
Chandler F. Steckler.
Stephanie C. Farrow.
Samuel Bruce Wiggins.
Tyler Joseph Hansen.
Lane Robert Hopper.
Andrew J. Luwaji.
Logan Matthew Roche.
Ryan James Clark.
Bryce Austin Rasmussen.
Joseph Ford Kaiser.
Blake Perry Jackson.
Macy Joe Yeager.
Kayla Rose Burke.
Nathaniel K. Anderson.
Cameron Marie Langneck.
Cody Adam Allen Baumler.
Adam Thomas Wessels.
Colin Paul Knipper.
Bergen Alexander Van Wart.
Julia Elise Campbell.
Aiden Christopher Kohler.
Jenna Ann Vanderheiden.
Benjamin Jerome Heron.
Caleb Eric Curley.
Hannah Nicole Mehouse.
Justin Campbell.
Jaden Alana Miller.
Lucas L. Hoffman.
Meredith Judine Kellen.
Mitchell Robert Luwaji.
Autumn Ann Fine.
Sawyer J. Nickel.
Abigail Catherine Greiman.
Anthony Joseph Maximos Pasquahi.
Kinsey Elizabeth Lettingu.
Shane Patrick Duffy.
Taya Marie Demmer.
Braden Nicholas Freeman.
Leah Ann Mosier.
Calvin Lyle Carlson.
Emily Kathleen Harold.
Stephanie Nicole Perez.
Shelby Ann Westhoff.
Leslie Montserrat Rebello Ventura.
Lexi Ann Wagemaster.
Joseph Michael Hathaway.
Abigail K. Statler.
Gage Christian Claybaugh.
Erin Jean Cry.
Caitlin Marie Walls.
Tiana Marie Black.
Megan Elizabeth Eastman.
Brooke Elizabeth Corson.
Skylar Marie Malone.
Vada Mackey Freedley.
Olivia G. Whittam.
Kristen Elise Van Buren.
Chase C. Kaufman.
Mary Elizabeth Rosa.
Abigail Margaret Fowler.
Madeline Espenshield.
Marissa Isabella Mericol.
Megan Rayanne Caker.
Samuel Stephen Wildbohr.
Caitlin Ann Jimerson.
Ryan Patrick Lamont.
Michaela Ann Kelly.
Nicole M. Carlone.
Haley Marie Chu.
Emily J. Vandentop.
Brooke Daniela Gifford.
Amanda Marie Ray.
Gabriela J. Casina.
Morgan Knapp.
Mariah Faith Blackburn.
Marian Milagros Perez Cayupe.
Melinda Jane Zubrod.
Hara M. A. M. Muzaffar.
Clara Bernice Schmitz.
Beatrice Small.
Caitlin Gail Sliger.
Carly J. Spading.
Megan Lynn Beesh.
Olivia Catherine Cruzy.
Brandon Owen Yelmer.
Fiona Angela Beers.
Erin Marie Zika.
Taylor Rose Fikert.
Ryan Edward Meehan.
Brooke Mackenzie Egbert.
Bethana Foley.
Hannah Elizabeth Good.
Taylor Marie Leakin.
Rachel Mary Home Rakes.
Logan Witt.
Jalen Joe Hanks.
Janessa Camille Allen.
Kara Nicole Jeffrey.
Kyle Robert Keeker.
Kyle John Hunter.
Justin Ryan Thatcher.
Malcolm Youssef Sancier.
Chance Gerard Wills.
Reed Duncan.
Catherine Berber Solis.
Elizabeth D. Smith.
Kimberly Diavola Sanchez.
Hannah Rose H. Iliff.
Caden Dale Jones.
Catherine R. Richardson.
Grant Paul Worley.
Peyton Lee Schumann.
Thomas W. Kraltzy.
Emma Irene Neelan.
Juan Pablo Barbosa.
Elise Renee McElliott.
Zachary Allen Frost.
Amanda Lee Berger.
Caden Alter.
Vincent Ryan Banyo.
Jacob Ray Thompson.
Bennett A. Fate.
Deanna Wertha.
Desiree Juliana Bedoya.
Kenzie Lynn Dills.
Joshua Sung-Wan Bike.
Trevor Wayne Johnson.
Hope Olivia Reichart.
Megan Grace Claude.
Isabel Marie Danich.
Samantha Lemus.
Lindsay Marie Huerta.
Danielle Marie Begley.
Hannah Grace Schumacher.
Abby Ann Riemenschneider.
Maddie Louise Lahr.
Cameron Elizabeth Leslie.
Gracie Lynn King.
Caroline Marie Sherman.
Justine Leyland Crawford.
Sydney T. Honold.
Megan Ann Hoddenfield.
Lainey Ray Elizabeth Oxley.
Lexi A. Schwartz.
Owen Patrick Long.
Maria Montano.
Samuel Philip O'Boyle.
Connor Michael Moret.
Jesse Amos Hickman.
Kaylee Marie Ward.
Madison Ray Engel.
Bailey Ann Morris.
Grace Isabel Sesker.
Emma Claire Pratt.
Zoe G. Duncan.
Anais Sofia de Angel.
Megan Lynn Marqueza.
Beatriz Alvarez.
Ashley N. Drost.
Zachary Lee Starbuck.
Emma M. Mitchell.
Sherry D. Guide.
Katrina Marie Elliott.
Calvin James Nafsker.
Hannah M. Losoff.
Iris Mialba Cleary.
Samuel John Ambrose.
Sir Janelle Gillum.
Keith Edward Herman.
Mandy Thomas.
Elizabeth Francis Wilhelm.
William Michael Norton.
Reagan Fringer.
Reese Lars Bartels.
Maddie Ann Harward.
Skylar Ray Promer.
Jonathan Thomas Main.
Avery Casey Pfeiffer.
Calvin Wynn.
Isaac Alexander Mattis.
Joshua J. Score.
Matthew James Chokey.
Carson Kaylee Sachs.
Cooper Samuel Lawson.
Rowan J. Collins.
Carly Jalen Jans.
Carla Gabriela Vasquez Claudio.
Denise April Hansen.
Brady Catherine Bolke.
Smith Sanjog Mutha.
Brooklyn Sue Curtin.
Ryan Grace Watts.
Michaela R. Wetzel.
Lily A. Welsh.
Grace Marie Grieman.
Walker Phillip Oakes.
Emma Lou Hamilton.
Jonah Nicholas Gray.
Emma Marie Sinclair.
Olivia Claire Brown.
Cole A. Weinkoff.
Alec Edwin Rangel.
Connor R. Miles.
Ian Rainier Cullis.
Hunter Sebastian Freericks.
Abigail Carolyn Gray.
Catherine I. Inglekin.
Troy Michael Whitfield.
Jamie Rianne Like.
Regan K. Davis.
Carly Michelle Cipher.
Emily Grace Call.
John Andrew Scordatha.
Ellie Christine Bradbury.
Quentin R. Burnett.
Hunter Marie Glass.
Nicole Sue Barrett.
Rebecca Emma Baird.
Daniela N. Montgomery.
Dakota James Burris.
Melissa Eckert.
Ty Marcus Kane.
Sam Lynn Thompson.
Jace L. Pringnes.
Gualtham Vamasetti.
Austin James Potacek.
Inouye Vladimir Garcia.
Sophia Adela Norman.
William Gordon Sherman.
Claire N. Cunningham.
Megan Lynn Rotert.
Brody A. Kuhlmeyer.
Alexis Jean Marie King.
Levi Martin Lubin.
Andre Guillermo Reina Zepon.
Rachel Marie Bowler.
Nasimayu C. Masinda.
Jenna Kathleen Smith.
Adelaide Atwell.
Chloe Elizabeth Goretzka.
Jaden Harrison Ulrich.
Camilla Ann Schlusser.
Vlad Bariz.
Riley Lynn Sykard.
Janice Alana Sibley.
On behalf of the entire university community, I extend my sincerest congratulations to all of our graduates. We wish you the very best, and we look forward to hearing from you about all of your many accomplishments. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Shannon Foote, Senior Vice President of the Iowa State University Alumni Association, to welcome you as the newest alumni of Iowa State University.
Thank you, President Winterstein. Greetings, Iowa State University's newest alumni, members of the class of 2023. How cool is this? you are now officially a Cyclone for life. You now carry the official title of Iowa State University alumni. Yet, you are now one of us. And as we say at the Iowa State University Alumni Association, welcome to the after party. And I have more good news. You receive an already paid for one-year membership to all the benefits, services, and opportunities connected to the after party. Allow me to tell you how this happened. A group of generous alumni, close to 1,000 of them to be exact, came together during this year's Cardinal and Gold Gala event in Des Moines and from around the world through the Alumni Association's Sustaining Donor Program and made financial gifts to purchase a one-year gift membership for members of the class of 2023. That's right. Every single one of you gets a one-year already paid for membership in the Iowa State University Alumni Association. Did you get that? Your alumni colleagues have already paid your first-year membership for you. Who did they pay these for? Every single one of you. I think that deserves an applause of gratitude. Thank you. To make this offer official, there is one thing they asked the association to do and one thing they asked for you. As to the association, they asked us to make it easy for you to access and accept this gift membership. Of you, they asked that you activate your gift membership, and you can do that right away by going to the Alumni Association's website, isualum.org. Please do so today or by May 31st. We'll also be sending you an email with this information as a helpful reminder. So don't delete our email. Once you activate this gifted membership, you will gain access to the online alumni directory that connects you with alumni in your community, adds you to the mailing list for the Iowa Stater Members Only magazine, and gives you access to online discounts, the opportunity to receive new grad tip sheets and programs, and special member invitations. Today, you join the ranks of more than 279,000 Cyclones everywhere who are making their communities and the world a better place. These Iowa Staters live in all 99 counties in Iowa, all 50 states of the United States, and more than 153 countries. Being university alumni is a statement of accomplishment. It means you have a bona fide relationship to a place and are linked to its future. Your and Iowa State's identities are mutually intertwined. You also get to decide how that relationship matures and how you will use it to advance your goals and aspirations. So please remember the following 5 things. Number 1, no matter what you do or where you go, you will always be a member of this prestigious higher education family. This school and all who work here will always be interested in what you do, how you continue to contribute to society, and what you become. Number 2, make Iowa State visible in your daily life. Wear your school colors, sport a license plate or a license plate cover. Hang that diploma, and place an Alumni Association membership decal on your vehicle. Like me, by doing these simple acts, you're sure to connect with Cyclones everywhere. Number 3, alumni helped fund building projects. They invested in your faculty and programs. They also invested in you through scholarships, study abroad opportunities, and internships. You and the alumni of the future will largely determine what your children, your grandchildren, and others will find when they matriculate to Iowa State. When you are able, consider giving back as well. Number 4, keep in touch. Come back to visit campus, take road trips with your college buddies, and join a local alumni club. If you have a change of address, be sure to let the Alumni Association know in order that we may put you in touch with other alumni in your new community. And lastly, number 5, renew the gifted membership a year from now when you activate it. You're going to want to stay an active member of this community. In closing, and with every good wish for your success, health, and happiness, on behalf of the staff and board of the ISU Alumni Association, we look forward to becoming partners with you and helping you advance your careers, enhance your degrees, staying connected to your colleges, supporting your alma mater, and networking with Cyclones everywhere. And don't forget, we're saving a spot for you at the after party. Activate your one-year gifted Alumni Association membership by May 31st. Congratulations again, class of 2023. And remember, you are Cyclones for life.
Thank you, Shannon. Well, we are now nearing the conclusion of our ceremony, and I again want to thank our honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker, Dr. Chimple Grandin. Help me thank Dr. Grandin for that wonderful presentation. And now I want to offer my personal congratulations to all of our graduates. We are extremely proud of all of you and all that you have accomplished. Your Iowa State diploma is the culmination of rigorous coursework, hands-on learning, and life-changing experiences both inside the classroom and outside. It is a symbol of both the university's excellence and your hard-earned academic achievement. Thank you for making this a memorable day, and thank you for making Iowa State an important part of your personal and professional journey. Before we close today, we want to recognize the hard work of all of those individuals who supported these graduates, the faculty and staff, family members, and many friends. I ask the graduates to rise and find your family and friends in the audience and thank them for their support. Graduates, please rise, and a round of applause for your family and friends. I now ask the audience to rise. Would the audience rise and thank the wonderful graduates for their support. And now if everyone would remain standing, we will conclude the commencement ceremonies with the singing of Bells of Iowa State by Cole Stevenson with the accompaniment by the brass ensemble. And I announce that the spring 2023 undergraduate commencement ceremony at a close. Cole, thank you.
Please join me in the singing of the Bells of Iowa State. You will find the music printed on the back of your commencement program.